Happy Monday and welcome to Monday's Super Soul session. I'm thrilled to be here, and I wanted to share today 5 telltale signs that your soul, your higher self, your inner being, however you choose to name it, that your soul is actually communicating with you. And I think one of the challenges we all face is recognizing those telltale signs and then taking action on it. So we'll be diving more into that. But before I do, I want to just share with you a super exciting opportunity that's coming up, because on Thursday, the 15th of June, I'm going to be running my live workshop, Clarity Now Live, and I'd love for you to join me. So there is a link in the description where you can, register for this event. During this 3 hours, I'm going to share with you a very simple, proven process you can use and return to over and over and over again to help you download those important messages, to get the guidance, to be able to actually see. Can you imagine what it would be like to be able to see into your future, where you don't have to go see a psychic to get those answers? This process is powerful because it connects you to your power, your intuition, and it allows you to unlock your spiritual superpowers, to see into your future, to know with absolute certainty and clarity what's on the cards for you as you start taking action, spiritually aligned action. And it's also going to show you what you need to do and answer any of those burning business and life questions that might be burning you right now. So just click the link around this video to register for this event. And I'm going to just quickly share those 5 telltale signs with you. These are really powerful indicators that your soul is communicating with you. But I think the challenge that many of us face is it's hard to listen, to recognize that this communication is actually taking place. I think we can oftentimes dismiss it. And one of the first signs is your feelings. Really pay attention to how you feel in every given moment of the day. If you're feeling off, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling frustrated or angry, know that that is a very, very, very powerful indicator that you are not in alignment with your inner being, with your soul, your intuition. You're way, way out of alignment. And when you feel good, when you feel positive, when you feel empowered, when you feel unstoppable, like you can do absolutely anything, like that your big business visions and dreams are totally possible and doable, that is when you're in alignment. And that is one of the most powerful times for you to recognize that and to start taking action on the signs, the synchronicities, the imagery, all of the things that your soul is using to communicate with you. So signs and synchronicities, going on to another telltale sign that your soul's communicating with you. It'll often, communicate through signs, synchronicities, but your soul will only ever share with you things that you understand, signs that you recognize. For me, just recently, actually, I was feeling out of balance. I wasn't feeling connected or grounded. There was something that was troubling me, and it was pulling me away from my center. It was pulling me away from my source. And in that moment, I kind of felt my parents, who are in the realms of spirit, I felt them coming in. Our ancestors will come in to support us, and I could feel them around me. And one of the ways in which my mom shows up is through birds. If I see a little bird, if I'm feeling troubled or worried or whatever it is, and I see a little bird, I know that's my mom coming to tell me to remember, who I am, to remember that I'm powerful beyond measure, to remember that I'm never alone in this journey, that I have my spiritual team, my ancestors, my spirit guides that are with me. And what's so amazing is that this tiny little bird, I saw it in the bushes, and my elderly dog Willow was sleeping on the ground next to me, and this little bird jumped onto Willow's blanket and then onto Willow's foot, and then actually started pecking at her foot. And to me, that was such a powerful visual and reminder, you know, Louise, don't worry, everything's okay, everything's going to be okay. And signs and synchronicities, maybe you have a particular symbol or sign that shows up regularly for you that you understand. I know some people, when they see the Canadian dime, you know, they know that that's an image for them, you know, and you know what it is. And I think imagery is a very, very powerful thing. It's actually the language of your soul. Your soul communicates through imagery. And the more that you can kind of recognize that and actually start to notice the images, the pictures, whatever it is that it's putting in front of you, you can actually very powerfully start to create this very intentional dialogue. You can actually create your very own dream dictionary where you have an opportunity to craft that language between you and your soul. You know, most people, when they have dreams, and this is the third sign that your soul is communicating with you, dreams are very, very powerful. It's a very powerful way for your soul, your spiritual team to come in and to communicate with you. And it's so powerful because you're actually moving in those higher states and realms. You're a spiritual being living in a physical body. And when you dream at night, your spirit is taking flight into the astral realms. And one of the images that I love to share with my clients, and I'm going to quickly share it with you here now, is that when you think about your spirit and your soul, I like to think of this as the old style telephone, and this is the docking station. This is the place where all of the messages, the memory, your soul memory is stored. You know, the soul is the docking station, and the movable part, and as you can see, it's movable because it's not here. I don't know where I've put it, but the actual telephone handheld receiver is your spirit, and it just takes flight. And so when you're sleeping at night, you're traveling through those higher states and realms, and that is when your soul can powerfully communicate with you. Your spiritual team can come in because your conscious mind isn't, you know, sifting and sorting and saying, well, this is true and this isn't. And this is something really important that I want to share with you. I'm just going to move on now to another sign. It's those nudges to do things, and then another one is gut instincts, where you receive information. And so let's talk about gut instinct, because oftentimes you may get a gut feeling or a gut instinct about a situation, a business deal, a person, and this information comes through to you, but it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And your conscious mind is saying, that doesn't make sense. I don't have any criteria for that. I don't have any evidence for that. I don't have any evidence that this is going to go sideways. There's nothing concrete. There's no reason for me to believe that. And we have a tendency, because this is what we've been taught in schools and throughout society for most of us, not all of us, because a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of cultures that listen to the guidance, but we're taught to rely on the conscious mind. And so that logical, linear, this is the way it is. So when you get a gut instinct, maybe not to do a certain thing, or maybe not to, you know, work with a certain person, or whatever it is, when you don't act on that, pay attention. Pay attention to what happens, and likely you already have evidence of where things went sideways. And the more that you can listen to those instincts, because they are there to tell you something. Your conscious mind only knows what it knows. Okay, so it gets evidence, but that evidence comes after the fact, once you've already been bitten, and you're like, oh, that didn't work out. Oh, I better not do that again. Whereas your infinite self, your soul, is trying to guide you to avoid that. It's showing you, it's telling you, pay attention. Don't do it, whatever it is. And the only way you're going to know, is when you either listen and, the journey continues in an easy way, or you don't listen and you get bitten and you're like, oh, right, okay, well, that cost me X, Y, Z, So it's important to pay attention. Not always easy, because we kind of, takes courage. It takes courage to stand out and just stand up for yourself, speak your truth, say what you think and feel. And that's not always an easy thing to do. But I think the more that you can lean into your intuition, the more that you can tap into that place inside of you that absolutely knows what's possible for you, how to get you there, how to help you avoid challenging situations or people or whatever it is, the more that you can do that, the easier your journey is going to become. And so, like I said, it's not always easy. And that's why I love to facilitate my live workshop Clarity Now, because it's actually a very, very, very powerful process. It's a 3-hour process that I walk you through step by step, where I show you how to communicate with your soul, your higher being, with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, so that you can be an open channel to receive that guidance, to know with absolute certainty and clarity that this is where you're going, this is what you need to do, and these are the things you probably need to be watching out for along the way. I mean, imagine, your soul being able to communicate that to you, and you knowing with absolute certainty, you're not having to learn from experience, the experience that your conscious mind craves, because that's all it knows. And your conscious mind, honestly, it can only get you to places that it's been before. And if you have a massive, massive, big ass dream for your business, know that that vision's coming from a higher place, a higher part of you, a greater part of you, an even more powerful version of you that knows that's absolutely possible for you. Whereas your conscious mind is probably freaking out like, who are you to do this? You're crazy. You've never done this before. What makes you think you can do it? Whereas your higher self, it's like that eagle vision and view. It's above the maze. It can see the higher picture and higher vision for you. It knows where you're going. It knows who you've been in previous lifetimes. It knows who you have the potential to become. The more you lean in, the more you unlock your power, your infinite potential, the more you listen to that, because your big vision requires you to do that. Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And if you're only relying on your conscious mind to achieve the exponential growth you dream of, then I'm going to ask you, how's that working for you? Is it working for you? And if you want to learn an easier, better way to channel, to tap in, to know with absolute certainty how to communicate and how to receive those important messages. And I want to really encourage you to join me in my Clarity Now Masterclass. The next live workshop is running on Thursday the 15th of June. That's a week on Thursday, folks, so get it in the diary. A week on Thursday at 10 a.m. And the amazing thing about this workshop is that normally on my website, if you go to my website, you'll see it's $497, but just for a very, very short period of time, I'm giving you the opportunity to join me for just $97. That's like a whopping 80% discount. And because I don't want anything to stand between you and the powerful results you can experience as a result of joining me in this workshop, I'm actually giving you my 30-day money-back guarantee, because if this isn't the most powerful breakthrough 3 hours you've had when it comes to knowing what you truly want to have in your business and life, knowing where you're going, seeing it crystal clear. This is where I'm going, and this is what I need to do, and these are the things that are getting in the way, because your soul will always seek to make your journey as easy as possible for you. And that's why I love this process, because it's really easy. There's no questioning. You create your vision. You're working with the language of your soul. And we do soul journeys during the workshop to kind of allow you to tune into, to receive, to be an open channel, to receive those messages. And some people, you know, when they hear me say that, they're like, oh, wow, oh, I'm frightened, or I'm worried, or what if, you know, I can do harm, or what if harm comes to me? And the thing is, you're simply and safely surrendering to your power. You're allowing your power to move through you. You're allowing yourself, you're opening up to receive the wisdom, your infinite wisdom. It's not something to be afraid of. And if you're afraid of it, you know, then, you know, there's something for you to look at, because that's your conscious mind that's telling you or counseling you to be wary, when really you need to be wary of your conscious mind, because it's always going to argue for your limitations. And I think that's why so many entrepreneurs, they have these big visions. We're visionary as entrepreneurs. We're visionary. We see things others don't. And, you know, we have these crazy ass dreams, and there'll be days when you're like, yeah, I can do this, no problem. And then other days when you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Who am I to do this? I've never done this before. No, of course you've never done it before. But your soul, that infinite part of you, knows how to do it. And that infinite part of you knows how to get you there. And when you're attuned and aligned to that part of yourself, you receive the downloads, you receive the guidance, you receive the messages, you receive the creative, you know, out of the box creative thinking. You're given everything you need to achieve your wildest entrepreneurial dreams. And the more you become aligned to your soul and source energy, you open yourself to the frequencies, those higher vibrational frequencies. You allow yourself to come into alignment with the dream that you have, which is a really important piece of manifestation and the law of attraction. You need to be in vibrational alignment with the thing that you want. Einstein said it, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get it. And the more that you tap into, tune into, connect with your infinite self, your higher self, source, your soul being, you then move into alignment, into those higher states, realms, frequencies, becoming a match, you know, like attracts like. And as you are in that frequency, then the need for efforting, struggle, it's not necessary. You know, efforting, when you're hustling, when you're struggling, it's a sign you're out of alignment, you know, and it's a sign that you need to recalibrate, reconnect, come back to yourself. come back to your soul source. And this is the work that I love to do with my clients, is really supporting them in tuning in connecting, in receiving the messages, the guidance. We do this through soul journeys. We do this, I work with my clients in the dream time, and also this very, very powerful workshop, Clarity Now, which, you know, gives you like the roadmap in 3 hours to create the vision, to work with imagery, to download the answers, to get the guidance and the roadmap to where you're going and what you need to do to get there. So I hope you can join us, folks. The 15th of June, click the link around this video to register. I will say once again, it's $97 to register just for a few short days, and then the price reverts back to $497. And I've also included in there 3 gorgeous dream bonuses that are going to help you, you know, further hone your conversations, your nighttime conversations with your soul. One of the first bonus, I'm actually sharing with you a training that I share with my clients to help them begin to interpret the messages that are being shared in their dreams, so to understand the language of their soul. The second bonus is actually a meditation that I'm actually that helps you to kind of connect to your soul before you go to sleep. And the third bonus is what was the third bonus? Oh yes, you know, in those times when you're like, oh my God, like I feel so stuck, I don't know what to do, I'm not sure, this, that, and the other. This bonus, it's actually a soul journey to help you connect with your spiritual team, to help you navigate those stress bumps in your business and life, because you're never alone. You're never, ever alone in your business or in your life. And the more you know this, the more you know how to tune and connect, the easier your journey is going to become. Alrighty, folks, I shall sign off now, but sending you so much love across the ethers, across the miles. I hope you can join us on the 15th of June. Message me if you have any questions. I always love hearing from you. Feel free to just send me a DM if you need more information. Like I say, you have my 30-day money back guarantee, where, you know, I don't want to keep unhappy money. I know this process works. I know you're going to get answers. And I know that it might feel a bit scary, you know, if you've only just come into my world to kind of, oh, it's going to work for me. Yes, it will. But to give you that reassurance, I do give my 30-day money back guarantee. You know, if it's not the most powerful time for you to get those answers and guidance, then I'll give you money back. No questions asked. Alrighty, sending so much love across the ethers and across the miles. Happy Monday, wishing you an amazing week, and lots of love to you. Mwah. Ciao for now.